Hello everybody, it's the 6th of April today, and we haven't had any frost for a little while, although there's one due for tonight. I guess I wasn't looking, or I wasn't observant enough, but I have another casualty to the frosts, unfortunately, which is this nice twin tree box arrangement. So I'm going to do a repot on that. Unfortunately, I've used up all of my nice new pots I had for Christmas, apart from a couple which I've put back for specific projects, and one more that I've got which is too big realistically for this tree. So I'm going to put it into this old cracked training pot that I've got. It's that, or downsize into a seed tray. Could downsize into a seed tray actually. I think I will. This pot is almost as tatty as the old one. Let's see how we go. I always used to say to people, concentrate on getting cheap trees that you can work from, or work with and practice with, and save your money for pots. And now I'm in a position where I've got some, really quite nice trees that I'm quite pleased with. I've had for a long time, and are finally looking nice. So I'm now thinking pot over priority. But I had a lot for Christmas and my birthday, but I've used all of those up, and so I think this tree will actually look nicer in a seed tray like this than it will in that old tatty training pot, which is a little bit too large. So that's what I'm going to do. You might disagree with me, and that's absolutely fine, but as I've often said, I'm the person who has to look at the trees every day. You only have to look at them in a video once, and so they've got to please my eye more than yours. But let me know what you think down in the comments. Would you have gone for the pot that looks a bit like a bonsai pot, that's old and tatty, or the relatively new, slightly shiny black seed tray? So this tree was quite root bound, although a lot of this white root in the bottom here is probably from those weeds that were growing in the top. So try and get that out as well. There is a playlist for this pair of trees, which my father-in-law always called Two Dogs Humping. He christened it that many years ago, and now I can't not think of it as that. I don't know if trees aren't supposed to have names unless they're really, really posh and whatnot, but no. This tree will always be, these trees will always be Two Dogs Humping to me. Just going to clean off the soil surface a bit more with my little brush, get rid of some of this moss that's attached itself to the roots. It's quite valuable to get some of the stuff off the surface if you can, if you're going down into a shallow pot, because it obviously means that you're going to take less off the bottom, which is Good for the tree not to remove as much that you don't need to, if that makes sense. Not even sure that made sense as an English sandwich. Not even sure that made sense as a sentence, an English sentence, but it certainly didn't make sense as a sandwich. Of that I am sure. Okay, this tree's got nice flat and fairly firm root base, so it's going to go into that pot quite nicely. And maybe for Christmas this year, Santa will bring me something suitable. That's going to go in there, no problem at all. Sometimes I find it easier to give a tree this sort of size, stature, a trim before it goes back into the pot, and I can just hold it like so and maneuver it to whatever angle I need it to be. I've removed quite a lot of root, so although the tree is shooting quite nicely, I'm going to take off quite a bit of top growth, which will help it because it was starting to get a bit shaggy, to be honest. And I guess that's quite appropriate when you think of two dogs humping. I guess one of them must be Scooby-Doo then. Oh dear. I'll get me coat, as they say. Partly because you don't want to make it look like topiary. Otherwise you could just cut straight over the top, but it's also quite useful to be able to see underneath. And what I'm trying to do with this tree, and I've been slowly increasing over the years, is to lift the canopy underneath slightly so that you see more of the trunks and less of the green from below, as it were. And I'm going to take off that piece so that you can see more of the trunk structure. Yeah. Okay, I'm pretty much happy with that. So it'll probably get another trim as the summer progresses, but that's pretty much it for now. Okay, let's get it in a pot. Okay, so as always, part filled. Yeah, the pot, the tray, whatever you want to call it. Check that for size. That's going to fit in there quite nicely. Yeah. So I'm going to add some controlled release plant food. As always, generous amount in the bottom, but not too far down, just at the level there. And then tree goes in. Again, check it for placement. Quite happy with that. And I've got a fairly big size gap, so I can use my larger scoop, because That's quite a compact root ball. It's not going to be difficult to make sure that all the roots are in good contact. Just a little bit of tickling down, and tray should catch the spillage. And then a little more controlled release fertilizer around the side and over the top, so that when you water, it'll leach down and out. Okay. A little bit over the surface, just to tie in the old with the new. We'll get this on the turntable with the drinks can so you can have a look. Okay, so it is with the drinks can in for scale, and do a quick twirl. I definitely think I made a better choice than putting it into this training pot. Yeah, definitely I think would have been too big for the tree, and it's not at that stage in its development where it needs that extra room. I'll save that pot for a tree that needs more development. Time now to take it off for a drink, but just time to say that's it for Two Dogs Humping. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. Do all the usual YouTube things, the liking, the subscribing, the commenting below, but most of all, please stay safe, everybody.